What is up, everybody? And today we have another top 5 list that I have created, and this one's going to be a little bit special because today I am going to be talking about 5 of the misconceptions about paranormal investigating and paranormal hunting. Now, personally, I created this list based off of my own experiences and other stories and claims that I have read off the internet and I have been told from friends of mine. All of that is going to be put into consideration when making this list. I myself have, I've gone on a few investigations, most of them involving local places, and at the very least I went on a tour, and at the very most I stayed in places where I would visit that location for a few hours. I've been to places in Maryland. I've gone to South Carolina at one point when I was on vacation. I was there in the Old City Jail, which was actually one of my first videos, I think, for a while ago. So I do have a little bit of experience under my belt. However, it's not anywhere near the level of a pro, but I do understand a lot of the core concepts of what paranormal investigating requires and what it actually is. So today is going to be my top 5 list of the misconceptions that a lot of people have about this field. At number 5, we have demons are bad and ghosts are good. Now, this conception is mainly for the people who do not investigate this field and do not research anything on their own. The fact that demons are bad and ghosts are inherently good or neutral is kind of a fib, because if anyone has investigated, they know that there are bad spirits and that there is a possibility that things are corrupt. Demons and devils are not the only malevolent and bad spirits and beings out there. Even simple human spirits can be bad and mischievous at the exact same time as things that are, quote, evil. So you got to really understand that there are a lot of gray areas in the paranormal field. At number 4, we have what you cannot see cannot harm you. Now, anyone who believes this is a little bit of a hypocrite, because at the same time you got things like carbon monoxide, diseases, dehydration, other things that you cannot physically see but can harm you. Anyone who paranormal investigates understands that there are a lot of things that could harm you and have actually happened in investigations. Things such as being scratched, objects being thrown at you, hair tugged. People have reported having nausea, headaches, throwing up when investigating specific locations. You also have to understand that a lot of the places that people visit and investigate are also very, very old and are kind of falling apart. So you got to understand that it is dangerous to go to some of these locations, and people have been hurt going into specific buildings that may be falling apart or are just not kept well. Which leads us into our third point, which is old and creepy buildings and locations means that there is a haunting. Now, this is definitely something that my town specifically experiences because it's about 100 to about 200 years of established township. However, it's been around since the Revolutionary times, and a lot of people claim that there are spirits, there are ghosts in their house or their property. However, as of right now, I only know that there are 2 definite locations that there are hauntings in. Other people are just saying that for the most part, but I don't know 100% if they are fibbing or not. But the amount of people saying that things are happening, especially when their house has only been around through 2 owners, the odds that your house is haunted is very, very slim. However, that does not exclude the fact that older houses do attract more spirits only based off of how many people have been around it and the amount of experience and life that has gone through the location. Now, at number 2, we have that ghost hunting is what it's like on TV or in the movies. Now, if you watch a horror movie such as The Conjuring, or if you're watching a TV show such as Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures, you need to understand that the idea of ghost hunting is not as exciting and as thrilling as the shows and movies depict it as. You need to understand that, especially for the ghost hunting shows, they film anywhere from like 20 to 30 hours worth of footage and are usually at the location for a few days. And then they cut that all down into around an hour with commercials. So you take all those super exciting scenes that may happen between hour gaps and cram it all together to make it seem as if, ooh, this is a super long cut and we're getting a lot of activity here. you kind of need to understand that paranormal investigating is sort of like fishing. There's going to be days where you get a few bites and it seems super exciting, and then for the most part, you're not going to get a whole lot, and it takes a while to even get maybe a photo that you could potentially use as evidence, because even if you get evidence, you got to debunk it. It's very time consuming, and it definitely requires a lot of patience to do. Now, at number 1, personally on my list, is that all paranormal investigators are super hardcore believers. Now, anyone who believes in the paranormal definitely may, not 100% I should say, but are probably an investigator of some sort. They either research like I do, or they investigate kind of like what I do, but not on the pro level yet. But many people believe that if you are a paranormal investigator or a ghost hunter of sorts, that you firmly believe in the paranormal and that you could never believe anything else. That is a lie. People who are paranormal investigators are clearly just out there to look for the truth, and they want to solve answers. A lot of investigators are very, very, very firm skeptics, and the entire reason for them being there is because they want to figure out the truth as well. In fact, if you have an entire team of firm believers on your hunting, you're probably not gonna get anywhere. If you have someone who is basically the Dana Scully to your group, you will most likely get a lot more answers due to having another outlet and having another viewpoint with a more scientifically based status. Someone who understands that you can't really just go out there and believe everything, because then that doesn't leave you with any options to maybe disclaim things. Because if something falls and you immediately take it as, oh, something threw something, you can't just do that, because you're kind of lying about stuff. So having a few skeptics on your team is actually very beneficial, and a huge chunk of the community is skeptical. I myself, I lie in a very morally gray area, because I do believe that there are a lot of things out there that we cannot explain at the moment, and I want to solve those, and I want to get a more scientific based answer for it. So I kind of lay in the middle between the two. But that personally is my opinion, and this is my list of the top 5 misconceptions of the paranormal community and of paranormal investigating. What about you guys? Can you write down in the comments below any misconceptions that you may have either experienced yourself as an investigator or have come across on the internet? Are there any things that you guys think that I may have missed, or points that probably shouldn't be in the video? So put those down in the comments as well. I hope to see you guys soon. Make sure to share this video and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on more content, and I shall see you all soon. Thank you for staying with us to the end. If you enjoyed this journey, hit the like button down below and leave a comment in the comment section. I always consider suggestions for new videos and topics, so do not be shy. Also, do not forget to subscribe in order to stay up to date on all things unexplained. Until then, I hope to see you again next time as we take another trip into the realm of the unknown.